The topic is HIV and AIDS, a Street Works update. Of course, we're talking to the Executive Director of Street Works, Mr. Ron Crowder. Mr. Crowder, now, the organization that you're in charge of is Street Works, and that's a very, very significant organization that grew out of a need that you have identified. But let's talk about the impact that this disease is having upon individuals as well as upon the healthcare system, if there is an impact.
Well, I think the biggest impact is that a person do have to change their lives. They have to change their behaviors as it relates to high-risk behaviors or whatever. And it has a very big impact upon our community as a whole. For instance, you hear people talking about Magic Johnson and the reason he looks so well because he has money and this type of thing. Well, what people in Tennessee need to know that anyone who's HIV infected in Nashville has access to the same medications that Magic Johnson has access to because of TennCare. Every drug that's on HIV medication it's on the TennCare formulary. So they have access to all of those drugs. Now, personally, HIV have not impacted my life too much. I go on with life as usual. You know, I was married a year or so ago to a very beautiful young lady. She's not HIV infected, and you know. Now HIV has almost become a chronic illness. With proper care of yourself, you can live a very normal life. I think the main thing that we as a community need to know that knowledge is power, and people need to come in and get the knowledge. People are still having missed about how you can get it, and people still refuse to come into our offices for fear that if they come into my office to get information that someone gonna say, well, there goes somebody with AIDS, and that's not it. Come in, get the information. Like I say, knowledge is power. And you need the information.
You know, you mentioned this whole idea about education. I think that each time that we talk about this issue, that is the main point that I think you try to point out here. But now, education. We've tried to educate. We've been educating folks for the last 10 or 12 years in reference to this disease, but it still seems that we are missing a large group. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons that you established Street Works, so that you could reach that group. What do we do in order to increase the number of individuals that we are reaching with the message of education?
Well,